Welcome back to another video. Today I'm discussing Blackbeard and his, not his come up, but him knowing the plan for Rox all along. Now, of course, Teach Blackbeard escaped with his mother. Now, his mother could have said and told him the plan of his father. Of course, seeing how his father plan failed just because he was quite legit in a shorter period of time. Rox was not ready to fight Emu. It's quite legit, laid out, planned out. Plus, he got rage baited into, of course, the Diamond Reversi. But Teach maybe knows about his father's plan and of the two fruits. The thing is, what two fruits was he looking for? One, I don't think the darkness fruit was like a fruit that Rox originally wanted for himself. I don't think Rox ever wanted a devil fruit for himself. He wanted to gain a crew member that can use that devil fruit for like the fullest potential. For the instance, that's why he wanted Harold. Harold joined his crew even without the fruit would have been incredible. But him joining with like saying the darkness or with whatever fruit he was looking for Harold would have been incredible and of course a big help in the fight against Emu. I don't think Rox ever wanted a fruit for himself because he knew the disadvantages of having a fruit, especially one where he can't swim, even though he probably had no like rendition or knowledge of like the poneglyphs. I don't think he really cared at that point in time. Now, what two fruits could he have been talking about? Teach could have been insinuating that one of the fruits was Whitebeard's fruit. He already had Whitebeard on his crew, so he already knew he needed 2 extra fruits. So can Blackbeard be wrong? Blackbeard, of course, has the fruit that nullifies other fruits accordingly, and one of the strongest fruits that ever been held on the 7 seas with Whitebeard's fruit. Now, of course, Blackbeard can already use some version of hockey, so now we have to see Blackbeard's version of like all 3 types of hockey that he will have. There's no doubt in my mind that Blackbeard will have the hockey, not of his father, but right below his father, to challenge like any of the top tiers in his verse, especially with Luffy when we catch up to like Blackbeard in person. So what 2 fruits could he have been talking about? Now, one, I think appreciative it was a Luffy's fruit, the Nika fruit, the God fruit that he has, that he was going to give, probably not to Harold, but somebody else that he wanted to join his crew, would have been incredibly useful, and of course he was looking for. Not for himself, but someone for his crew to utilize at the fullest extent. The second fruit was probably not the darkness fruit. But in terms of if it was the darkness fruit, I think he would have consumed it for himself, inevitably taking over the darkness and being incredibly useful against the fight against Emu. Now, the final fruit that he was looking for, we have no idea, no clue, especially since Oda insinuates or reuses a lot of the fruit from the past to the future, which kind of makes sense. I mean, a user of the devil fruit dies, you get a new devil fruit user, and they use it in a creative way that's quite different than the previous user. But inevitably basic, they are the same fruit. But what could have been that extra fruit? Especially since now we know, well, at least the 3 lines, the 3 things on Blackbeard's beard means he has each fruit. So what is the 3rd fruit that he's looking for to ingest himself or give to a team member, or at least Rox was trying to give to Harold himself? Most likely they were looking for one of the fruits, like a sea fruit, something to challenge the sea themselves, to challenge Emu herself. Maybe something that can challenge you on, not just on land, but on the ocean floor. Something that doesn't allow you to drown, but something that fights above, that allows you to fight on the water and below the water, that doesn't really increase the chance to drown. You still can't swim, but you could still envelop yourself in the water without the chance of dying. You can't swim, you may look like you're drowning, but you can still use it. I think those are like the 3 technical fruits that he was looking for. I don't think his fruit plan involved like a Whitebeard fruit, but if it did, he already had Whitebeard on his crew. He was trying to get more crew members, more incredibly strong crew members, rather than taking the power all for himself, which he easily could have. I mean, but he knew the disadvantages of having a fruit each in total. And eventually Kaido would have grown in strength, especially on that crew, would have raised the ranks. I don't think he would have been the Kaido he is now, but eventually he would have been prime peak Kaido, and then that peak Kaido, along with peak Whitebeard, along with peak Big Mom, peak Shiki, and whatever old version of Rox may have been enough to take down Imu. But again, it's all if Rox had those two fruits along with those two extra crew members, Herald and somebody else. That's just me. I don't really know. I think it's the CC fruit, a fruit that's been theorized in the One Piece community that has the ability to fight on the sea floor, that can challenge Imu if you just push that thing off of land to eventually drown it or make it a serious threat. Of course, many people theorize that Imu has an immortal fruit that is just significant to her. Or it. Anyway, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. That's most likely the fruit that he was trying to give to Herald. And if not, he was trying to give the darkness fruit to Herald. Or Nika's fruit. Probably Nika's. Anyway, peace out.